Oh yeah, we got him. Trey, Frazier, and Maestro Styles, you know we got one. Right back like we left something. We don't duck smoke, we want all of it. So line them up, Trey shot with the blade, you know we sizing it up. I'm quick to catch the fade, you know Styles making the cut. Cause we coming out clean every time that we showing up.
It's gonna be called The Barbershop.
What up, what up? Welcome back, folks. It's a brand new episode of the Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast. We are streaming live on the YouTube channel, also on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, and on Instagram. It's your boy Trey Frazier back in the building. Got the homie Maestro Styles here.
Yes, sir.
What's poppin', man? How we feeling this week?
Hey, man, your bald ears reminded me that I didn't get my hair cut last week, and I need to jump on that this week.
It's funny because this ain't even really fresh like that. It's been
That joint shining, boy. You put the armor all on that joint?
It's been about 5-6 days since I got the cut. And I'm shocked because my hair usually grows a little faster than, over the course of 6 days and what it looks now. So, but hey, look, I appreciate it. But yeah, I had it shined up and all that. Pause. Just gotta stay fresh,
I could dig it, man. I'm good otherwise, man. I'm tired as hell, Trey. Between allergy medicine and the 9 to 5, I'm tired as hell, man. But I'm glad to have another week talking sports.
Yeah, I'm getting closer to 100% myself, man. It's been it's been a heck of a 24 hours, man. Headache. I don't know. Felt like I was sweating a lot, but today woke up feeling a lot better than yesterday. Still not 100%. Still feel like I got a slight headache, but got to push through.
Man, for sure.
Gotta
All right,
push
man.
through.
Well, one thing I can appreciate about these summer, or I know it's spring, but going into the summer is, its news cycle normally isn't as hectic. I mean, we got the draft coming up on Thursday, obviously, and we in the beginning of the NBA playoffs.
Which, by the way, in regard to the draft, I don't care. I tried
man,
to. I
it's
tried.
interesting.
I tried last week.
Mhm.
I tried to do some digging on what the Ravens need and stuff like that. I mean, off the top of my head, we definitely need a guard. I'd say another receiver, but honestly, I just have not been forward. And I know why. Because I'm too knee deep into Knicks playoff basketball. I'm into the NBA playoffs as a whole, period.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of consumed my time away from the NFL draft. I honestly, I don't care. I mean, I already gave you bits and pieces of what I think the team needs, but other than that, I really got nothing for you. I mean, AJ Brown, that's a question going into the draft if he's gonna get traded or not.
And we kind of got an answer halfway.
Halfway, right?
Yeah. Nah. Ditto, man. Ditto. I forget who it was on Twitter, but somebody on Twitter reminded me literally last night that I did nothing that I said I was going to do last week on the show, which was, get informed about the draft and et cetera, et cetera. I won't, I guess we'll save that until we get there. I saved my portion, not because it's long, but just because, we'll put it where it need to go as far as show format. But I definitely did. I got a reminder yesterday because somebody tweeted about Broderick Jones, and I said, "Oh shit, I didn't look at nothing last week." So, I don't know. That's where we are with that. You there, Trey? No, he guess he's not.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Yeah, I about to say it must be your turn.
Here we go.
Must
All
be your
right.
turn because I checked my issue right before we came on.
Yeah, yeah. I saw the message. I was like, up here we go. Probably should have reboot before I jumped on here, but
Mm.
that's what happens when you're rushing. But we'll get through it. We'll
Yeah,
certainly get through it.
let's not rush next week, Trey. Me and you, let's make a pact to not rush,
Yep.
and make
Even
sure
if it's an 8:05, an 8:10 start, even if it's
well,
that.
well, because specifically, Trey, because me and you know that we trying to stay under 2 hours, and
Yep.
and if the world was mine, we trying to stick to like an hour 30.
Hmm.
So if we could, we got a little bit of time. We got a little bit of time.
Yeah.
Spring summer scheduling, as I like to call it, has changed our show in some dynamic, and it's okay. We just need to adjust.
Nah, that's perfectly fine with me. I mean, NBA playoffs it is, man. But first,
That
first,
yeah,
because I was supposed to do this last week,
yep,
and we got so into ending the show on time that I forgot to announce that I started my first episode of Gotham Grit,
yes, sir.
which you can find. Shout out to the homie Sim Russell, Gotham Grit with Trey Frazier on the Nothing But Knicks network. I'll be, doing the show every Tuesday for now, every Tuesday. My first show went great. It was really like 25, 30 minutes, just kind of introducing myself to the chat and just kind of talking about what the show is going to be about and just a little bit preview tonight of what I'm going to be doing. So Knicks playoffs, game 1, game 2 recap.
Yes, sir.
Series is tied 1-1 going to Atlanta. So we'll get into that. Well, I'll talk about some of the most grittiest plays in game 1 and in game 2. So hopefully y'all check that out and support your boy. But really really excited about kicking that podcast off finally. Um, so yeah, so there goes that.
Yeah,
I
well, let's
guess
get straight into that.
yeah,
Let's go
you
straight
got some
there.
thoughts. You got some thoughts.
I
So
don't know. I don't know how many thoughts I have. I mean, CJ McCollum kicked your boy in the nuts game 1, and then and then kicked the team in the nuts game 2. So
mhm.
you know what I'm saying. Shout out CJ McCollum tied up the series for the Atlanta Hawks 1-1. I was really getting ready to ask you because to be honest with you,
Yeah,
I fell asleep like I do with those times at night. You
what
know what I'm
time the game
saying?
in? Like 10:30? Okay,
Like 10,
yeah, I
yeah.
guess you was asleep. I guess you was asleep.
I ain't got no reason to lie to you, bro. I be sleep. I'm at that stage of the game where and then with all this allergy medicine flowing through my blood system,
Yeah,
I be done. I be done. And I make sure I pops a pill every night at about 5 o'clock. I come home from work and pop a pill. That's my life right now.
yep,
But I mean, it seemed like the Knicks had. I mean, I guess the Hawks was fighting a little bit, but it seemed like from I watched it about third quarter to like late
yeah,
fourth maybe. I
yep.
mean, I'm sorry, early fourth maybe. And I went to bed feeling pretty confident that it was going to be Knicks 2-0.
Hmm.
So when I woke up in the middle of the night and saw that it was 1-1, I was like, I mean, I see the CJ McCollum 32 points,
Yeah.
but in your mind, what happened?
Mike Brown happened.
Mm,
But I could point to more than just Mike Brown. Mike Brown's rotations, keeping Brunson and Cat off the floor at the same time for about 11 minutes throughout this game was not a very good look, right? So you got that. Deuce McBride is not a typical point guard. He is a shooting guard and he had to bring Alvarado off the bench because Deuce was turning the ball over, bad passes, and again, this is all while, Brunson and Cat are on the bench and stuff, but he had to bring Alvarado in to run the offense. And you could see like the difference between having him out there versus having Deuce out there, right? But that was like early in like the second quarter, right? So
yeah.
it didn't really have much an effect on the outcome I mean, the Knicks dominated this game for about, I'd say, 98% of the game. But the real culprit for me is Jalen Brunson.
Mm.
I think personally, I think he got caught up in the whole CJ McCollum, now he's the new garden villain now. And, you know, CJ was knocking down shots late in that game. And Brunson, I think he took it personal, and, that ego got into him, and he just said, nah, this is my ball. This is my court. I'm going to make the shots. And he wasn't great down the stretch, man. He had the 1-3 to tie it, right before CJ came back and hit the fadeaway jumper to go up by 2. And then Brunson hit another 3 to cut the lead from 4-1. But it's like I talked about. Knicks in 5, if they stick with what's been working for them, and that's the pick and roll, the 2-man game. Cat had no touches in the last 5 minutes of the game. And everybody knows, like, the Hawks are so undermanned in the front court that this is a Cat series in my estimation, and in most people's estimation. This is a Cat series. This is not a Brunson series, even though Brunson's going to be the one to take you home when it's time to close the game. But 15 points in the fourth quarter, lowest output of points in the fourth quarter this season. But yeah, I mean, that's where I put the blame at for blowing this game. The Hawks, they fought, but they really didn't come back to win. The Knicks gave it up. The Knicks gave that game away.
Okay.
And it's like I said, Knicks in 5, if they do what they're supposed to do. But I know this team. There's going to be a game where that they give it away, and then there's going to be a game where they, get beat legitimately, right? So yeah. This
So
is
now
going
it's Knicks in 6. Yeah.
This is going 6. This is going
Okay.
6.
So no concern at all for losing the series.
Nah, not at all. I was just scrolling on Facebook, and shout out my cousin Steve, but he's already wanting to fire the coach and stuff, and it's like, it's not that time yet. I understand.
You did say.
I understand. But it ain't that time yet to be talking about firing the coach yet. It's just 2 games in a series. This is how the Knicks play. Nobody thought they was going to sweep this team. Nobody thought that. So let's just calm down. They'll probably look. Would it shock me if they took 2 in Atlanta? No, wouldn't shock me at all. Would it shock me if they came home up 3-1 and they blew game 5, but they get beat in game 5? Wouldn't shock me. Kind of similar to last year. They won the 3 games in Detroit. This team plays better on the road than at the Garden. I'm sorry. Like,
you've been saying that.
They play better on the road, bro. Like, I got numbers to kind of back that up, but yeah, I'm not concerned. I'm not concerned at all.
Are you still on if they lose in the first round? If they lose in the first round, Mike Brown needs to be fired.
I don't know that he needs to be fired, but I think that somebody will get the axe, and it could be Leon Rose. It could be Mike Brown. For all we know, the conversations about Giannis are going to start to heat up this offseason if they go out in the first round. And really, hell, if they don't win a championship, I still think the Giannis conversation is going to be there. Whether they get to the finals, whether they lose in the conference finals, I still think the Giannis conversation is a thing.
I mean, hell, I would imagine if they win the finals, the Giannis conversation is still a thing, no?
I think less likely a conversation, but would it shock me to go the other way? No, it wouldn't. It certainly wouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, it's still Giannis at the end of the day. I mean, the Knicks are a better team. You got to assume anyway. The Knicks would be a better team with Giannis on with Giannis on the team, championship or not. I mean, we're talking about getting rid of the Josh Harts of the world. The Josh Harts and the
Cat. Really? I mean, when you think about it, it would have to be Cat, right? In that deal.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it may not look good on the surface, but if they do make the move like that after coming off of a championship, then some of the noise is going to be, well, hey, maybe they're just trying to repeat and they're just trying to, get better on the roster.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So, I mean,
You know,
I can't imagine those rumors quieting down regardless of what happens in
yeah.
this season.
But some of the noise, I think, too, also will be Giannis gets hurt too much, which is a fact. Giannis has
Yeah.
been hurt the past several seasons.
Yep.
And, one thing I can appreciate about this team is that for the most parts in this era, they've been.
Yep. It's Trey's turn. Definitely Trey's turn this week. For sure. I can't tell you what the hell he was saying. Yo. Yo.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
you was cooking. You was cooking.
yeah, I was trying to finish too. Pause. But yeah, I think I think you're alluding to something like, yeah, I think you have those conversations even if you do win the championship.
Nah, for sure. For sure. Before we, I guess, continue into the first round of the playoffs so far, I
Mhm.
want to take a step back into the play-ins for a second because
Yeah.
one, that Hornets Heat game was a hell of a game last Tuesday.
Yes.
I was not
Yes.
expecting that game, and that was a hell of a game. Shout out to the Hornets and the Heat.
Yep.
But more so than that good game, I'm here to talk about Stephen Curry getting the Clippers the fuck out of there because look. Let me just say it. Lou, great coach, Hall of Fame coach. I get all the things.
Yep.
Clippers, good roster. I don't know how much further you can get quiet about it there. Get quiet out of there, man.
Oh, well, he's a free agent, I think.
Oh, is he? Good.
Yeah.
Get him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let him go.
I think he's a free agent.
Let him go.
If not, then I think he's going to decline his option.
Which he should get him out of here. And I'm not necessarily saying that just because he's this great player. I mean, well, he is a great player, but like this, the Clippers need a restart. They just do.
Yeah.
They just do.
Absolutely.
Do. They just do.
They kind of started it earlier in the midseason.
Right.
They kind of started it
with the Darius Garland, James Harden trade, but is it crazy to say that maybe Tyronn Lue needs a fresh start?
No, I don't think that's crazy.
Yeah,
I don't think it's crazy.
Like you don't want to speak crazy because Tyronn Lue, he one of them as a coach. He really is.
Yeah.
But this gives Mike Tomlin like he's good. Like ain't nobody going to deny that he's good and that he's one of them coaches. But it's just like after year of and I get it that Tyronn Lue doesn't have the same expectations that Mike Tomlin had on him as a coach of the Steelers. But this really gives off like underachievement.
They definitely underachieved for sure.
Yeah,
I feel year they got to the conference finals, Kawhi was hurt.
Yeah, so it's like I don't know, man. I think I feel like this might be a time for Tyronn Lue to go ahead and go on somewhere else. Like
break it up.
I'm breaking up.
No, I said break up the team. That's what I meant.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, break the team up. Start over. Start over, man. That's where I'm at with it. But shout out to Stephen Curry, man. That's Wardell Curry, man. Like that Bama put on a show in that fourth quarter. Yeah.
I gotta apologize because it seemed like every time we doubt the Warriors in the play-in, they win.
I mean,
you know what I mean? Like whether it's they win a play-in game or they advance in the playoffs like they did last year to the second round, it's like we're always doubting them. And look, let's be clear.
It's over.
Championships it's like for maybe what 3-4 years now, championships, that's a wrap, right?
Yeah.
But we ain't been respecting them enough to even like advance in the tournament. So it's like yeah, should have known better. It's the damn Clippers. What should have known damn better.
But now I'm sitting here looking at the Western Conference, and I'm thinking about it though. Because
Mhm.
as much as I said I didn't want to see Wardell more so the team than Wardell in the playoffs,
Yep.
would you rather see Wardell or the Blazers?
Um yeah, and shout out to the Blazers for the comeback
Yeah,
against Phoenix in the first
yeah,
playing game. At first, because they got that kid, and I was gonna bring this up to you, Denny Avija,
yeah.
who
From
was
the
with the
Wizards.
Wizards, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah, because but it wasn't just the Wizards. A lot of teams passed on him in the draft and stuff, right?
Well, no,
Um,
he actually played with the Wizards for three seasons, and then he was traded to the Blazers.
yeah, no, I know that, but there's
Oh,
conversations about um
oh,
teams
like we
passing
should
over
traded
him
him.
in the
We shouldn't have traded
draft
him.
and stuff, right? Well, not so much that the Wizards shouldn't have traded him. It's more than just that. It's that teams passed over him in the draft, but I don't think anybody knew he was going to be this good, right? So he drops 41 points against Phoenix
Phoenix, yeah.
in the playing game. They lock up the 7 seed. And it had me thinking for a minute. I ain't gonna front. It had me thinking for a minute, like, got a young team in Portland, got a young team in the Spurs. Maybe we got a series. Maybe. And then I watched game 1 and he not getting them, like he not taking it to the cup like he was against Phoenix. Phoenix ain't got no bigs. Phoenix ain't
Yeah,
got no Wemby, right?
yeah, right.
So it's like, all right.
Shout out to Wemby on Defensive Player of the Year, by the way.
Yes, sir. So now I'm kind of back to like, damn, I would have liked to have seen Golden State up in here. I mean, they might get out of there in 5. But
At least it'd have been an exciting
it'd have
5
been exciting.
games.
It'd have been exciting. Yeah, it would have been exciting. Not to say that Portland is not exciting, but they don't have Steph Curry. Like
Yeah, they're not,
that's just the thing for me.
and they're not exciting. I'm sorry, they're not exciting. Yeah, there's no need. They're not exciting. It's okay. It's okay. Like, congratulations, you made the playoffs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All the
Shout
all
out to
those
Iago
things.
Splitter, man.
Yeah, but no, you're not an exciting team. Not yet. Maybe one day you get there, but right now,
Yeah.
Golden State is the more exciting team.
Yeah.
I apologize to the Golden State Warriors and Wardell. You old and you're past your championship window, but we would much rather see you at that 7-8 seed than the Blazers. So my
Yeah.
apologies.
Yeah. No,
My apologies.
that's a fact. That's a fact. But nah, I think the series is worth watching. San Antonio and Portland. It's definitely worth watching. Obviously, Wemby headlines everything. But the way that Portland team is kind of constructed, you got Drew Holiday, he's a vet. You got a couple of young guys, Jeremy Grant, Scoot Henderson. He could hoop. And Denny, he can almost do everything. So I mean, maybe he'll bounce back in game 2. We'll see. I
Yeah,
think that was.
Trey. I'm not gonna hold you.
He's not
I
an
mean,
exciting player. He's not
he's
like his game is very is it. Am I wrong to say it's very Tim Duncan-ish, where it's more
um
fundamentals with
what
Denny
I
than it
would
is
say about
flash?
Denny's role in Portland, from what I've seen,
Yeah.
is that nobody else is willing to step up and do what he's doing. Like, there's like, I don't think this is a talented Portland Blazers team. I think this is a better coached Portland Trail Blazers team than a better, like, talent wise team.
Hmm.
And I think that Denny is the guy. What's the word I'm looking for? He's capable of doing those things. He's the best man capable on that team to do the things that he's doing on the team.
Hmm.
I think on a more talented team, he's not as talented as a player. He doesn't rise to the top, as they say,
Yeah.
on a more talented team, but because this team isn't talented, somebody got to score the points. Somebody got to get the rebounds, that type of
Yeah,
thing. And
somebody's got to play make for the
yeah,
team.
right. And
Even though
he's
Drew
just
Holiday is still good at that.
yeah,
but
he's just the guy in position, and that's no shade. I'm not saying he trash. I'm just saying like he ain't that. You know what I'm saying? I think he's just the guy that's there, and shout out to him for doing, getting the opportunity and taking advantage of the opportunity. I don't know that he's the guy. I mean, they're a 7 seed for a reason, and they're a 7 seed for a reason, and had to play in the play-in for a reason.
yeah. It's
So
a young team. I mean, what were they last year? They was a lottery team last year.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like,
And he was there last year, by the way. So you know what I'm saying. So I think he was just the guy they put in position to do the things, and he achieved at a high level. But I don't think that like by no stretch of the imagination do I look at this Blazers team and feel like this is a
let's
team
be
that's
clear.
going.
They're not winning the series.
Yeah,
Like,
and I'm confident in saying that they're getting swept.
Okay, like no gentleman sweep. Just
No, I said
4
swept.
games.
Yeah, I feel like I'm confident in that, and if I'm wrong, I'll come here next week and say I'm wrong. But I'm pretty confident they're getting swept.
I'll say gentleman sweep. I know this wasn't the matchup we expected when we were making our predictions, but now that this is the matchup, I think the Blazers win 1 game in Portland. That Spurs team is still a young team. Like I don't want to
but it's not like they're
like this is a veteran.
But you don't gotta be a veteran team to beat a team that's just not that don't play skill wise with you though. I don't think this is a situation where the team is so much more like you're right, it's not an advantage thing, but it's definitely a this team is way more better skilled. I know that's not really a word. Hold on. Oh, my fault. I was
gonna say you was cooking. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm just saying that the Spurs are supremely skilled, talented, more talented than the Blazers. This is going to be a sweep.
That I agree with.
This is going to be a sweep.
I agree with. They're going to win this series with talent. It's not an experience thing. This is just more about talent.
Because neither team is experienced. I mean, Drew Holiday, right. But neither team is experienced. Drew Holiday ain't going to make that type of a dip in the talent pool, to knock off the skill slider. Like
not enough to get a game though.
Nah.
You think Drew got 1 in him?
Nah.
Wow.
Nah, because I mean because he'll get you a 30-point game, but I mean that's not gonna be enough. No.
All right.
That's a sweep.
We will. All right, we will see. We shall see. You mentioned the Hornets earlier in your dialogue there. So I was listening to XM radio a couple weekends ago when we were on a road trip and stuff. I don't get to listen to NBA radio a lot because I don't have XM anywhere in the house other than the vehicle. Mm-hmm. So they were having conversations about the Orlando Magic and at that time they had lost 7 out of 10. Yep. They were kind of on a downward spiral, and there's questions about Paolo and whether he's a dude. There's questions about the coach and everything. And, I had them out of the playoffs altogether. I thought this was a team that just, they just want the season to be over. They certainly were playing like it, right? So, they get beat by Boston's B team in the finale. Then they get beat by Philly in the play-in. And I got to tell you, I don't know what happened between those 2-3 days. They took the Hornets' soul, bro.
Yeah.
Like from the first quarter all the way through the end. They took the Hornets' soul. Shout out to the Hornets on a great second half of the season.
Yeah.
But y'all got some growing up to do.
Yeah, man, the nerve of DA coming on here and having us to start looking into the Hornets all of a sudden thinking like, oh, man, these Hornets are for real and we can possibly get them out of here, take the number 1 seed out of there or the nerve of him coming on this show and having us come out of our comfort zone and look at another team that we wouldn't normally look at.
Right.
Yeah, man. Because they look. I mean, because for as good as that looked, as good as that game was, and I guess they lost that game too. To be honest,
Who's that?
the Heat game. Didn't they
Oh,
lose? Didn't they? Oh no, they almost lost the Heat game.
They almost lost the Heat game.
LaMelo with the layup at the end.
They knocked the Heat out.
Yeah, they
of the
knocked the
whole
Heat
thing
out.
altogether.
Right.
Thank God.
Yeah, for real.
Thank God for that.
But yeah, then Orlando comes in. Say what you want about how they played at the end of the year, but playoff experience. And let's be clear, both of us had them Orlando out, so I'm not going to sit here and act like
Yep.
I had them in. But shout out to Orlando for doing that. I mean, because I expected Orlando to lose to the Sixers, and then I expected Orlando to just be out.
Right.
Much like you said.
The clippings of this team is on its way out. They're gonna fire the coach. They're gonna do all this stuff, and I mean they ain't just beat Charlotte. They ripped their hearts out. I mean, Charlotte had no chance in that game. It was like at halftime, it's like, see ya, Charlotte. It was fun. It was fun talking about you for 2-3 months, but hey, this is young, inexperienced team that don't know any better. That's got some growing up to do versus a team that they've been through some playoff wars already. Granted, it's only been 2 seasons of it, but this team has more experience. Now, with that being said, with Orlando, obviously they go into Detroit, game 1, start to finish. They dominate the game.
They in Detroit ass.
Yep. Upset alert is still on the table. I know we talked about that, assuming Charlotte was the 8th seed,
but
going up against Detroit.
But I was really talking about anybody because I could remember months before that when the Heat was the 8th seed.
And you were saying because Spoelstra find a way to
So the boring thing about sports sometimes is that we make these predictions in February or March, and then we got to wait till April, May for them to play out. And when they play out, we got to talk about it again. So I got to be like, I told y'all motherfuckers in March that this could possibly happen. And here we are. And look, it's game 1. I'm not going, we're not going to overreact right now off of a game.
Yeah, Detroit going to fight back, though.
Yeah, like, for certain. Yeah. But we knew this day was going to come. And it reared its ugly head the other night when Orlando went in Detroit and stole game 1. And, and not just stole game 1, but it didn't look like Detroit had a shot of winning this game, in my personal opinion.
They had no lead. They had no lead throughout the game. Yeah. Every time you saw Detroit inch a little closer, it was Jalen Suggs making the defensive play. He was all over the place in the first half. Jalen Suggs with the defense and the steals and stuff. Every time they tried to, get closer, Orlando always had an answer for it. So to me, this is a case of physical team versus physical team. And we may be in for a 7-game series in this one.
Yeah. And, Cade, man, I know that if y'all lose this series,
still the best player in the series
for certain. But I know if they lose this series, you better go in that front office and say, "Hey, man, I need a wingman. This is about to be get me a damn wingman." He'll score the points. Yeah, somebody. But because he needs to be able to score and assist. He can't just score and win a game. He can't just assist and win a game. Cade Cunningham has to score and assist, which means he needs somebody else to give the assist off to.
Yeah, I think only another player had double-digit points. That ain't gonna cut it.
Yeah.
He had 39, but I think the next player had like 15 or 16 or something like that.
Yeah.
That ain't gonna work.
That's not gonna work, bro. And wait for Detroit to waste a 40-point game from Cade Cunningham. Like, you can't do it, man. You can't do it.
Yeah, the others got to show up. It's about the others, man. Like, you know what you're gonna get from Cade, but Tobias Harris, I'm looking at you. Jalen Duren, the All-Star, I'm looking at you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Dennis Jenkins, I know you coming off the bench, but I'm looking at you.
I didn't even know Who the fuck is Dennis Jenkins? I didn't even know
He comes off the bench.
I'm not saying he don't exist. I just that name don't even sound familiar to me.
Oh, well, as somebody that plays, fantasy sports a lot, he's been in my lineups several different times, especially when Cade was out. So
yeah,
that's how.
Is that the guy? Is that the point guard you was telling me about? That was having all these improved stats while Cade was out.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. When we were talking about Detroit still being able to maintain having a number 1 seed.
Yeah, I mean, why would we expect more production from him when his production only improved when the star was out and he was getting more minutes?
Well, I'm not saying he's gonna play like Cade. I mean, he's back to his regular role.
Exactly. So
he underperformed. My point is he along with the others for Detroit, they underperformed. So they got to fix that.
I hadn't heard his name before Cade Cunningham got injured, and I doubt I'm going to hear his name now that Cade Cunningham is back.
Now you know he's in the playoff rotation. Like, I mean,
yeah,
it's not like
which he deserves to be. Like, which he deserves to be. Yeah. But I'm just saying that he was. I'm trying to be respectful to the dude. I don't want him to.
Come on, man.
I don't want him to put up the podcast and then
he's just the 7th man off the bench, man.
Like, yeah, man. But like he just if he was performing a way before it happened, before Cade Cunningham got injured, that's how he was performing. Is it logical? Is logical for him to go back to performing the same way he was performing before? Of course. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And I don't know if that's going. And I don't know if that's enough. I don't know if that's enough.
Yeah, it may not be. It may not be.
In fact, I'm pretty sure it ain't.
I will say this though, for all the heat that Jamal Mosley, head coach of the Orlando Magic, has been getting down the stretch here, if they pull off the upset, they knock off 1 seed Pistons. If you're the Magic, you got to keep the guy. I mean,
you got to get that team some damn help.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what you got to do.
For sure. Look, I said it when they traded how many picks there was for Desmond Bane. It was a nice, signing. It was cool, but it ain't what y'all need. Y'all need a point guard. Y'all need a point guard.
Yeah.
It's still tough for these dudes to get quality shots. It's a struggle for these cats. And look, shout out Desmond Bane because he's definitely been balling the past, several games. He's definitely, put the team on his back a bit and has been able to deliver in some, good moments. But that's not what they need. That's not what they needed the past off season. They need some help. They got to make a move.
Yeah, I agree 100%. They need to make a move, man. Yo. I'm about to say
it'll come.
So we could pretty much expect this is going to be the rotation that this is going to do this at.
I was going to say, because I can hear you talking, but obviously I'm frozen on your side.
Right.
Kind of like the vice versa it was last week with your situation.
Yeah.
But let me put this in the chat here. Shout out to the sports governor Vince Wright. Shout out to you, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Timberwolves come back from 19 down. Yeah, last night. Shout out to the Minnesota Timberwolves, man. That's a series, man. That's going.
Which we knew it was going to be a series. We knew it was going to be a series. I'll admit I ain't going to step back on my word that I picked Denver in 6. But I'm not sitting here saying that this is not going to be a series.
Yeah, nah. Like, I mean, honestly, anybody that picked either team should stick with their pick.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's really no reason to divert. I think what you saw in the first 2 games is the typical, Minnesota versus Denver. Like we saw this 2 years ago. Yeah. The Timberwolves can defend now. Like, this is going to be tough for Denver to get out of the series.
Yeah, for sure. No, I agree 100%. I do. I don't know. Do you recall how did Joker do the last night?
The eye test told you not great. He still put up some numbers.
He got his numbers. Yeah, he got his numbers though.
But there was some moments, there was some highlights, missed shots down the stretch in the fourth quarter. And we know he's not a good defender anyway. So, those highlights of him, not being able to, play defense are always going to be there. So, no, not his best game, but still got some numbers.
Do you think I was scrolling IG earlier today, and they were showing Randall guarding Joker, and he was like poking him like in the post, and he was just poking him. Mm-hmm. And I was reading comments, and somebody was getting to the point that was bothering Joker, that Randall poking him in the post, like literally poking at him while he in the post trying to set his offense up. Yeah. I wanted to see if you noticed that, because I didn't get to see the game.
Yeah, I didn't notice that. I didn't watch a lot of game 2. I watched a lot of game 1, but not too much of game 2. But but yeah, I mean, the physicality in the series is like top tier. Like, you saw Joker and Ant-Man going at it toward the end of the game there. This is an exciting series for me. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this thing shapes out.
For sure. I don't know. I mean, I guess we got to mention the Lakers and the Rockets, but I don't know if it's a whole lot to talk about. I mean, KD didn't play in game 1. Luka they reported is not going to make this series. Mm-hmm. But I mean, without KD, I mean, it's pretty much just LeBron there.
So the news about KD was like hours before game 1. So, fans got caught off guard and everything. But interesting about that game 1 was Rockets shot more than the Lakers in that game. They just missed the whole bunch of shots. And I think the one mistake Ime made was, not running everything through Sengun, because he was the guy last year when you didn't have KD. So you kind of got to go back to what you were doing before you got KD, and it doesn't feel like they did that. Now, he got some shots, but you didn't run the offense through him. You know what I mean? So maybe they learned their lesson tonight in game 2. Do we know if KD's going to play tonight or not?
I didn't see anything saying he wasn't playing so far. So and let me see we
need KD out there, man.
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to win without KD. It's just that simple.
We need KD, even if he's 70%. We need him out there, because otherwise this is not a very interesting series. This is series. This is the congratulations, whoever comes out. You're going to Oklahoma City in a few weeks.
and I don't, for the life of me, I don't want to hear the whole Lakers media or Lakers fans talking about this is really a team that could go somewhere because they beat the Rockets in the first round. That's
coming though.
Yeah, like if they gentlemen sweep the Rockets, or if they sweep the Rockets.
Yeah, I mean, it's coming.
I don't want to hear that going into, like, knowing they're going into OKC. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear about the chance that you might have of beating OKC.
Luka's coming back. Austin Reeves is coming back.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it, man.
That's going to be the narrative, especially if them two boys come back.
Yeah, I'm good on that. So let's get this series to 6 or 7, regardless of who's coming out. I'm fine, but I just don't want to hear that whole Lakers narrative from fans like, oh, this is why we would have a shot at upsetting the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Because for as much as we know LeBron is kind of pacing himself, he's still putting up some numbers, but I don't think he's going to be consistent in the series. I don't think he's going to, I think he might have a game where he's got like 20 and 8 and 7. Like he might have one of those games in the series.
Yeah, well, look, he can have that game if he has it. I hope he has it twice, just so this series can go to 6. That's what I hope. That's what I hope. I just don't want to. So let's just make this a series, guys. Let's just make this a series. I don't want to hear Lakers fans being
Yep.
ridiculous. I don't want to hear that.
Yeah, yeah. Going back to the play-in for a minute, I want to give a quick shout out to a guy that we kind of, well, I should say, I kind of criticized him for his playoff performance last year in the playoffs. Jalen Green, even in the loss to Portland in the first playing game, still had like 35 points, 36
Yep.
points in the game. And then he
Yep.
backed it up with another 30 plus point performance to knock off Golden State in that second game. And I don't know what his numbers was in game one, but it was nice to finally see him be just a little more consistent with the point output and everything like that. Not suggesting that they have a chance against Oklahoma City. This is going to be a quick series.
Yep.
I think the Suns get one game. That's really about it. But I just wanted to give him a shout out because he definitely he had some moments in the play-in.
Yeah. Shout out to Jalen Green. Shout out to him. We could leave that series right there too.
Yeah. Ain't nothing
That's
to
gonna
talk
be a
about.
fast series. Yeah, we can leave that
Ain't,
series right there.
ain't nothing to talk about. I mean, what? There's like 4 series, maybe like 4, 5 series that feel like they're gonna be quick series.
Yeah.
Like I don't like. Yeah, okay. The Cavs are up 2-0 on Toronto. I think everybody expected that. I just laugh at the people that every time they bring the stat up, the 3-0 versus the Cavs in the regular season, I just laugh at that because James Harden was not in any of those games. So they're seeing
And
a
you could
different
see
team.
it. And
Mhm.
when you watched the game last night, you could see it. Like, yep,
Mhm.
there's the difference.
Yeah.
There's the difference
Yeah.
right there. I like Scotty Barnes. I like the young team that Toronto is, but
Mhm.
I'm sorry, dog. I couldn't look at I heard people talking about this could be not necessarily, I guess it would be an upset, but not really because it's 4-5. But
Mhm.
that the Toronto might get out of this series. Now I was like, yo, I'm watching Evan Mobley get busy in that second and third quarter. Like, it is nothing that
Mhm.
nobody on that front court could do with Evan Mobley in the paint and in the
Mhm.
post.
Yeah.
And he was having his way, and that's around the time I started getting sleepy, so I don't see what happened in the fourth quarter. But once
Mhm.
again, I went to sleep full, strong, confident
Mhm.
that the Cavs would be up 2-0, and and that's what happened.
Who was it that I heard on radio? I think it was Sam Mitchell, the former he used to coach the Raptors back
Yep,
in the day.
yep.
So they're doing picks and stuff. So he picks Raptors in 7, which, hey, you used to coach the team. You got some
Yeah,
ties there.
bias
Okay.
played there. I think he
Okay.
even played there at the end of his career.
Did he? Okay.
I think so.
Okay. Yeah. So, okay, cool. I got no issue with it. But the wildest thing he said was if Toronto loses the series, there's questions about the head coach. And I'm like, the head coach? Like, did they make the playoffs last year or a couple
Who's?
years after that? Like,
I'm
what?
sorry. Who's the head coach again?
I don't know.
Oh,
I,
okay.
I'm, I'm not even.
I
I'm
was
not
like,
even. I'm
all
not even
right.
about to mess this
Yeah,
dude's
like,
name up.
okay.
But that's the craziest thing he said. I'm like, are you trying to coach the Raptors or something? Is that why you saying this?
Yeah, and his coaching days is over. Let's be very, very clear. Sam Mitchell Sam Mitchell ain't coached in what feels to be 20 years. So I mean, yeah, I guess, but it's a reason why people go from coaching to broadcasting. I can't imagine for the life of me that was his angle. Like, oh, let me go ahead and try to put my bid in so I can get back to coaching the Toronto Raptors. I can't fathom that for the life of me that's what he's doing. It's like, yo, I need to get back in because I could coach his team and be much better. I don't but I think it's been 20 years since he last coached. I
Think
think.
about that. Coach Chris
Yeah.
Bosh, I think,
Yeah.
which is a while ago.
Yeah, that's a long time, my brother. Like I don't know who that again. I don't know who the coach is. I mean, I guess maybe because the Toronto Raptors was in the championship in 19, and
2019.
maybe they. I mean, but shit, that was 6 years ago. Like, were they in the playoffs a couple years after
Yeah,
that?
but
Maybe.
that was a totally different team.
Yeah, right. So I'm saying that to say is that he may be saying that because he has expectations of that team as like maybe he perceives them to be a winning franchise. Like,
Maybe it's because against the Cavs. Maybe it's because there's questions about Cleveland. There's questions about the two guys and can they show up in the clutch, and there's legitimate questions about Donovan Mitchell and James Harden when it comes to
sure.
playoffs. But come on, y'all. Like, it's, and no disrespect, because I love these dudes when they was on the Knicks, but Emmanuel Quickly, who by the way didn't play
Didn't play,
in
yeah.
game one. I don't think he played
Didn't play in
last
game
night
two
either.
neither. Yeah, he didn't play.
Yeah. Yeah. RJ Barrett, congrats, on, working out well with your new team. But
Hey,
there's
bro.
levels to this, man. Like, I'm
And
sorry.
I'm sorry. This is about to come off like some hater shit, but I'm just gonna tell the truth.
What doesn't come?
I'm looking at RJ Bird for the Raptors, right? Like, not even like playing basketball, but he just on the court has this demeanor. And I'm sorry, RJ Bird, if you hear this, but he has this demeanor like I don't even really belong here. Like, he just like, and I remember laying in my bed as I was getting ready to fall asleep and talking to God. I was like, this nigga do not look like he even want to be here for real. Like, in his face, and I
Right.
I don't like. And I looked at him. I said that face. If I'd have thought to take a picture of that face, in between play or whatever, and I'm like, man, this is the look of a third overall pick that is sitting here like, why or how the fuck did I get here? I like, if it wasn't clear that I was off on RJ Barrett 2 years into being in New York, I am off the RJ Barrett train as far as him being like
yeah, like a guy, the guy, like the guy. Yeah, nah,
yeah,
that ship sailed a long time ago.
yeah.
Even, even when he was with New York, like that ship has kind of sailed. So, but yeah,
yes.
man.
For all of those who felt like New York didn't give him a chance to shine, this is why.
Yeah. The demeanor.
Yeah.
When you mention that, I can remember, facial expressions didn't seem very doggish, with his play. Maybe
like,
that's
he just
just
seemed
who he
like a
is.
really talented. He just seemed like a real talented player.
Yeah.
But not like one of them.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
That's true.
But shout out, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna say shout out to RJ Barrett, not because I don't want to shout him out, but after like hating on him, out saying shout out to him seems wrong. Seems wrong.
I was just checking the score of Celtics and Sixers in game 2. Sixers are up by 6, 80-74, towards the end of the third quarter.
Okay.
Paul George, 15 points, Maxey 17, Edgecombe 23 points. I mean, those are the guys that.
But didn't I thought I saw on my phone that he hurt. I guess he's still. I'm assuming he's still playing, but that he got hurt, limping. He was limping about an hour ago and headed to the locker room about an hour ago. So I don't know if he's still playing, but which is why I need to hurry up. I need to hurry up and hook this TV up to my wall right here, so I could do what you used to do. And be looking over at the TV while
my TV's off. FYI, I ain't have time to set it up, but I was just checking the score of that one because I know that one is ongoing right now. And then you got Blazers and Spurs is on right now, middle of the second quarter. Blazers up by 5 points, 40-35.
Okay,
so we'll see what. We'll see what happens there.
Sure.
But that series, that Sixers Celtic series, man, game 1. I mean, there was no doubt Boston, did what they had to do and just kind of letting everybody know, like, yo, we still them niggas. Like,
Yeah,
you still gotta go through us. So,
yeah, yeah.
but we'll see how Philly responds. I mean, looks like they responding pretty well. But they gotta get a win. They gotta get a win going back to Philly.
Nah, for sure. Like I said, man, he's going through Boston, bro. I said it. I'm sorry,
All right.
he's going through
All
Boston,
right.
man. I'm sorry, man.
We will see. We will see. We will see for sure. For certain. I ain't scared. I ain't scared.
You should, and you shouldn't be, and you shouldn't be. Is that all? Is that all serious?
That's all the series, man.
Okay, man. I guess we could start what you call it, rapid fire as we go on through the rest of the show.
Yep.
Let's get this out the way, man. Shout out to Will Anderson, extension for the Houston Texans, 3 years, $50 million, highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history. Congratulations, deserve it.
Congrats.
All of the things. Trent Williams, 2-year, $50 million extension, 37 million guaranteed. I would assume this is his final contract as he heads into retirement. Congratulations. Shout out to the 49ers for giving him what we love to call the Kobe contract. You know what I'm saying? Well deserved. Shout out.
He's gonna play till the wheels fall off.
And you know what? He's still one of the better left tackles in the game. So
Yeah.
by all means, man, if you want to Tom Brady this shit until you're 42 and play at that level, then by all means, sir, do that. Do that. I gotta backtrack a little bit as Mike Vrabel did emphatically speak to his players about what happened between him and Diana Rossini.
Was this the presser that he finally did
he did a presser
conference?
today, which I didn't look at. I just kind of read. I just kind of skimmed through the article, but he did make sure that he said he had a conversation with his family, of course, and then that he had a conversation with his players, a very candid conversation, I guess, about the do's and the don'ts. Much like you were saying, exactly. Mm-hmm. So you was right, I was wrong. Shout out to Matt Vrabel, but obviously they looking to move forward amidst this whole news that AJ Brown is going to be probably going to be traded to the Patriots on June 1st or after June 1st.
Yeah, that's
for whatever, whatever contractual things that make that work better for the Patriots and the Eagles. That is probably going to happen. This
what you think?
offseason.
What you think the compensation is? I'm curious. Two-part question.
Yeah.
What do you think his trade value should be versus what you think it's going to end up being?
Well, they mentioned off rip, and I don't know if this is in relevance to the Eagles trade, but they mentioned that they were putting Booty on the trade block. Mm-hmm. So I would assume that he's going to the Eagles.
That makes sense.
And then two for a first rounder, and still two.
So 2 first and Keyshawn Booty.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what you're saying. That's what it should be.
That's what it should be. What do I think it'll end up being?
Yeah.
I mean, I can't imagine it really. I don't think his draft again. I don't think his stock goes down because of anything that happened between Diana Rossini and Matt Vrabel. So I mean, I can't. That's what I think is going to happen.
Because I think if the Buffalo Bills, like what I heard earlier today, that Buffalo might come in and swipe and kind of maybe give a better offer, and they already traded for DJ Moore.
Right, I was going to say I mean, sure they could do that, but
yeah, they could definitely do it.
Yeah, but I can't see them. I guess you got to assume that they're off the Keon Coleman. They're sure, of course they can. They're off the Keon Coleman train. It would seem like that he's not going to be there next year, so they're in need of a second wide receiver. To kind of put Shazier in that third wide.
Yeah,
Shazier to be that third. You want, I mean, you want him to be a third. You know, I mean, sure he showed flashes that he could play at number 2, but I think you want him at number 3. Yeah. You get DJ Moore. So yeah, sure. Maybe there's a conversation where you try to get AJ Brown 1, DJ Moore 2, Shazier 3.
Mhm.
That's Christopher Williams, dog. You dreaming? It's like that's too crazy. I think that's too crazy. And Buffalo don't have a history of stocking their receiver room in that way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see that they're going to stock their receiver room that way. I think they're going to be cool with having a what they believe to be a number one in DJ Moore. And I'm not saying he is or isn't. I'm just saying they believe they got a number one. And they never really had a legitimate number two in this Josh Allen era. They've never had a solid number two in that era. So I don't see why they would all of a sudden start getting a number two, like getting a solid number two now.
Right. I
I
mean,
mean,
in that case, wouldn't AJ be the number one over DJ Moore?
well, I'm just saying, just to have it one and a two
Yeah.
solid, like not just a
Mhm.
guy you put there, but a number like if you get AJ Brown, yeah, DJ Moore's a number two, but you got you talking about you the Philadelphia Eagles now with
Mhm.
AJ Brown and Devontae Smith, like you that
Yep.
now where you got two number ones,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, and
Cincinnati.
yeah, right.
Mhm.
But if I'm being honest,
Mhm.
and I didn't get this platform to be dishonest. Is DJ Moore you comfortable? DJ Moore number one?
I'm not comfortable with it, but
Mm.
if I got to roll with it, then
Oh yeah, you go with
that's
it.
what I'm
Like
gonna.
yeah,
That's what I'm gonna do. Like he brings a toughness to the roster. So yeah, no,
yeah.
like
I don't know that DJ Moore is a number one. He's like what you like to call their number one, but not like
yeah,
statistically a number one. Like he's
hmm
not that guy. Like thank God
yeah,
for James Cook in this situation.
yeah.
Thank
He's
God
like
for Josh Allen in this
he's like
situation.
Derek Mason in a sense.
And
Like
and and, and not in as far as style of play.
right.
He's like he's going to give you good numbers. He's going to give
hmm
you 1100, 1200
He was
yards.
good in
But
Carolina. Yeah.
yeah, he was good. He was okay in Chicago.
hmm
But he's just not a guy that like we're not looking for 1500 yards from DJ Moore. We're not looking for
Nah.
those moments from DJ Moore.
Yeah.
Maybe it happens in Buffalo. This is the best quarterback he's played for.
Yep.
So maybe it happens in Buffalo, but I don't believe DJ Moore to be one of those guys where you feel like he gonna have them moments. We're not looking at 1400 yards and 9 touchdowns from this guy.
I think he has moments. I don't think he gets the yardage. Like he kind of did in Chicago. Like he
Yeah.
didn't have the yardage because you had cats like Loveland out there catching passes in the clutch, and you had guys like Burden, getting involved in the offense. DJ Moore was great in those moments. The two Green Bay games, the regular season, to the late regular season, and then the playoff game. Like he came through in those moments. So if I'm Buffalo, I want the moments more than I want the 1,400 yards receiving.
Yeah, I kind of disagree with you. Obviously, I agree with you but those you talking about those moments late in the season, but you ain't really heard a lot from DJ Moore all year.
Sure.
You
And some of
know,
that could be Buffalo's blowing a team out, which,
well, no, I'm talking about DJ Moore in Chicago. Like you didn't hear
oh,
about like
got you.
like people like Loveland taking touches away from you is crazy. And no shade to Loveland. I'm just saying that when you were
Mhm.
number one, you
Right.
know what I'm saying, you eat and then
That was the
everybody else
offense.
eats.
Right.
I'm saying it's saying that you're not getting open. That's what it's
Maybe,
saying. Yeah,
maybe, maybe.
that's what it's giving to me. You're not
But
getting open.
but it more so sounded to me like that was sort of kind of the offense. I mean, what was it? The Bengals game, when Chicago played Cincinnati, that was like the 40-something game, and Loveland caught that pass over the middle and he ran to the end zone to take the lead. Like, yeah, Loveland probably had a little more moments than DJ Moore, but I think we remember DJ Moore's more because it was later in the season and into the
But
playoffs.
yeah, and who was that touchdown to in that Chicago against the Rams, that Caleb Williams prayer?
It was either Loveland or one of the other tight ends. Komet. I think it was Komet.
It was Command. Okay, I was getting ready to say.
I think it was Komet.
I thought it was Loveland because I was getting ready to say
It was a tight end. That I
it was
do
definitely
remember.
a tight end. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know that. I know it was not DJ Moore. Is what I'm saying.
No,
So
it
I don't
wasn't.
know if we remember those DJ Moore situations more than remember that Hail Mary that Caleb threw to that tight end.
No.
Is that we are a football podcast. We went from Matt Vrabel all the way back to the NFC. Caleb
Yeah,
Williams
the divisional round.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. I guess to continue quick hitters,
Oh, can I? I just
yeah.
want to say something about Rossini because since the last show, she stepped down from the Athletic because
Oh, I
of
thought we said that last week. My fault. I thought we did say that last week. She hadn't happened
Oh, you know
yet.
what? I think you're right. I think you
Yeah, I
are
think
right.
we did. I think we did
I
say
think
that
you're
last
right.
week. I
She
think she
did.
had already stepped down.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
did mention that. We did mention that.
Mike Tomlin is going to be on Sunday Night Football this year.
Yep, I saw that.
Yeah, so shout out to
Good
Mike
for him.
Tomlin.
Good for
Yeah,
him.
sure. And I do think that is good TV. So
Yep.
so shout out to NBC, shout out to
He
Mike
might be
Tomlin.
replacing Tony Dungy because I've heard that they're trying to get Dungy up out of there.
I'm cool with that. No shade to Tony Dungy. I mean, be clear. No shade to Tony Dungy. I want to be very
Mhm.
clear.
Yeah,
No shade, but I'm absolutely cool with that.
I got no complaints either way. But I
Yeah.
only mentioned that because I heard months ago that they were looking to make changes on that TV staff, and Dungy's name came up as the one that might be out.
That's
So
reasonable.
that looks like a replacement, which I respect.
Yeah, I do
Either
too.
way.
I do
Mhm.
too. I guess quick hitter, important quick hitter that's kind of going to lead into my last topic, the NFL draft. Dexter
Yep.
Lawrence was traded to the Bengals, giving the New York Giants another first rounder, which now they have two top 10 first round draft picks. Shout out to the Bengals for getting a pass rusher and replacing Trey Hendrickson. But the
John
Giants,
Harbaugh, you sneaky bastard.
yeah, exactly.
You sneaky bastard.
Exactly.
Boy. I tell you, man, the subliminals in that trade, man. Send them to the old division, huh? Okay.
Shout out to the Giants for having two top 10 picks. You gotta assume they're going offensive line. And if you wanted to make a splash, I know the receiver that keeps coming across my timeline is the guy Lemon from USC that in early mock drafts was I guess projected to possibly go to the Steelers. I don't know if that happens now with them having two top 10 picks, the Giants, because if you get and I'm talking about the Giants, you got Jackson Dart, you got Scatterbull, you got Malik Neighbors coming back, you sign I think they gave Wandale the extension. They re-signed Wandale, and then you bring in another receiver, number 3 in Lemon from USC.
Yeah.
You are all of a sudden,
and they got Falele. Thank God.
Yeah,
get him up out of there.
Man.
Get him up out of the Ravens, man. You want him Harbaugh, you can have him. You can have him.
I am saying what I am saying is that the Giants. I'm not going as far as to say they about to be competing in the East with Nah, I won't. But the NFC East, it's competitive. That's the best way to say it. They're definitely competitive. So here we are in the last part of my conversation. If you don't have anything, go ahead.
Just in response to Dexter Lawrence, that capital, that trade value seemed crazy to me. Was it 2 first?
I thought it was just one. I thought it was just one.
Because his last couple of years haven't been great.
Yeah, they've been down.
I know we got hurt the 1 year, and then production was down after that. So, Brian Burns was there, and Brian Burns has been catching fire. And then they get their nose tackle he's getting sacks. Like so. I mean, it's only so many sacks on the field. So I won't put all of that on Dexter Lawrence, but I do agree. I do agree. Production has been down. I do agree with that. And not to say that that's his fault or anything like that. I'm just talking about like when you're on the phone negotiating, trade packages and stuff like that, and you trading for a guy that past couple of years production's down, been hurt, and you're the Cincinnati Bengals and you need defense. And Dexter Lawrence, I still think can be, get back to what he was. I still think that, but just on the surface of looking at the trade, it's like, wow, first rounder, okay.
I'm sure they're looking at I'm sure they're looking at him. The Cincinnati Bengals are looking at him and just saying he just needs space to be able to get the numbers.
Yeah, and it'll be a different defense, so he'll
Yeah.
be able to shine through there. So I'm sorry, NFL draft.
NFL draft. Look, I'll be fast, man. Broderick Jones is not healthy. He had a neck. He was going through neck injuries all last year in his fourth year, the year where we kind of needed to make a decision about picking up his option,
Yep.
and we finally put him at his natural position last year. And then he was, not 100% the entire year. And now I'm scrolling Twitter late last night on my way to going to sleep, and you see somebody reports that his neck is still not 100%, and that the Pittsburgh Steelers may need to consider in the first round drafting a left tackle. Um,
Interesting.
I think it was Filippini, Andrew Filippini. I think it was Filippini. I'm sorry, I'm tearing your name up.
Oh yeah, the radio guy.
Yeah, I'm tearing your name up.
He's like the Skip Bayless of Pittsburgh.
I don't
sports.
know. I don't know if he's that, but that's certainly
No,
the guy.
I know he's that. I know he's that.
Well, I regret seeing him. I regret him being on my timeline if you're calling him Skip Bayless, because I don't fuck with Skip Bayless. But the dude nonetheless says that that his neck ain't all the way right, and that the Steelers need to seriously consider drafting a left tackle. I don't know who the top left tackles are in this draft. If you asked me to do this before we made a pick, before I saw that news last night, I would have thought, A, wide receiver, and then B, left guard, because Amalu went on to I think Arizona or Tampa Bay, one of the two. I can't remember which one. So Amalu went over, and he was our veteran guy on the offensive line, and now he was the oldest guy, and he was only like 28, but he's over in Arizona, Tampa, whatever. And now we need to kind of get somebody in that role. Man, and we got a young guy who has been good, because Amalu was injured a lot last year. We got a young guy Dylan Cook, who had been pretty good last year, but we need to, keep that offensive line going, especially considering that we about to play the Aaron Rodgers games. It seemed like all summer. So we need our offensive line to be as strong as possible. So that's where I'm standing as far as draft. We need to go either left tackle or left guard. But if the guy from USC magically makes it down to 21, which I doubt, I guess that's the guy that's been in the mock draft. I have seen a little bit of him, like, on YouTube, and he looks like all the things you want in a wide receiver. But don't get me to acting like I'm high on any train of wide receivers in college football right now. But let's get in them trenches. Let's certify the trenches, and I'm still not opposed to defensive tackle. Our running game got a little bit better, and I know injuries played a part in it, but our trenches is where I want to be strong at right now, because if we can be strong in the trenches, the skilled players should be able to do what they need to do.
Yeah, I have absolutely no idea who's going to be good out. I mean, we never do.
Yeah.
Every year, we never do know who's going to be good in this draft, but I'm just more so referring to, like, the lack of attention that I've paid to the guys coming out. I know they've talked about Jeremiah Love. They've talked
who ain't talking about Jeremiah Love, by the way.
Right. So I'm just, I guess for me, and look, I'm not going to be tuned into the draft. Game 3 is Thursday, so I'm going to be into that more than I am the draft. But the Ravens pick number 14. I'm looking at a couple positions. I'm looking at wide receiver, and I'm also looking at right guard. Well, left guard. I'm looking at left guard. Somebody's got to replace Falele, who I'm glad is gone. So we got to definitely show up the trenches there. But I'd love to see them get a running back late, in the late rounds. Yeah. I mean, that'll probably be the case. I mean, Jesse Minter, I think his style, what he wants to bring to the team, run the football, play good defense, all those things. So I think he's going to build his team mostly on the defensive side, but I think a few picks are going to be wide receiver, running back. I think that's where, they lean towards on offense. But everywhere else, with the other picks they have, It's got to be defense, and I don't want another safety. Like we got too many safeties already. We got too many defensive backs and stuff. Although Marlon Humphrey may be out of the door, maybe not right at draft day, but maybe June 1st. Once everybody start cutting players and stuff, Marlon Humphrey could be a guy that they release. You never know.
Yeah.
You never know. Quick shout out to everybody in the chat. I just saw my guy CJ Harden, 79.
What up?
Jump in the IG live chat. Appreciate you. Appreciate everybody in YouTube in the chats. 57-57 is the halftime score. Blazers Spurs. 97-89 Sixers. 5 minutes left. So look like the Sixers might get one.
You said how much time left?
5 minutes.
Oh,
it's I know it's plenty of time. I know.
Okay.
I know. All
right. Okay. All right.
I know it's plenty of time. It's plenty of time for Boston to make a comeback. But looking at the score, this looks like a game that Philly's been, not so much dominating, but they've been in the lead for the most part.
Yeah,
that's what it looks like. But appreciate everybody tuning in. Continue to follow us.
What you slamming?
Oh, the phone. My bad. My bad. Mic is too loud. Continue to follow us on the socials. We're on Instagram at Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast. Also on Twitter at Barbershop SPOR2. Click the like button on the Facebook page. Click the subscribe button on the YouTube channel. And if you want to email us, just email us at barbershopsportstalk1@gmail.com. So that's it for the show. Love, peace, and happiness to everybody out there. And as always, mind your damn business.
Drink some water.
Oh yeah, we got him. Trey, Frazier, and Maestro Styles, we got one. Right back like we left something. We don't duck smoke, we want all of it. So line them up, Trey sharp with the blade, we sizing it up. I'm quick to catch the fade, Styles making the cut. Cause we coming out clean every time that we showing up.
It's gonna be called The Barbershop.